play a YouTube link, Aimee?
I can, yes. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Okay, Author Talk is back. We're doing an Author Talk short. Today is the week 5 of the RONE Awards, and Breakfield and Burkey are nominated for Out of Poland. Their Audible book is nominated, so make sure you go and vote, and we're going to get them talking about it this afternoon. But you guys know me, Aimee, Russell, Fern is here. You guys are joining me on this Author Talk short, which I love, and Breakfield and Burkey, the authors of the Enigma series and Out of Poland, are here as well. So you guys, happy afternoon, happy voting week for your RONE Awards. So can you tell us a little bit about what the RONE Awards are and who kind of hosts them and put them on?
All right. So what happens is that we submit our work to the InD'tale reviewers, and if they review it and you get a 4.5 star, 5 stars, then you are eligible to be able to participate in the awards ceremony that we're in right now, which is basically it's bring all your friends, everybody you've known since 3rd grade, to come in and vote for your property. You only get to vote once, and they try to make sure that it's the voting is fair. So then they're not being hit with a bunch of bots that are doing automatic records. So we feel like they've done due diligence to be able to keep the voting fair and honest. So that's been we've been in a couple of their competitions over the years, and this is the first time we've had 2 properties in their hands and them saying, okay, let's go.
So this is kind of like a reader's choice type of award where like the readers and fans can vote for their favorite one, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
It truly is, Fern. And honestly, if we hadn't gotten the stars that Charles suggested during the review process, which happened last year, we would not have made it to this fans, readers, voting segment. So it's a 3-part path to get to the actual award. And the first one was getting the good reviews. The second one is getting these votes from all of our fans, friends, and everybody since 2nd grade.
Cool.
You're muted, Russell.
So what happens in the 3rd phase? So like if yours gets like all the best voting, what happens in the next phase?
It is so exciting. So the next phase is actually by the final round of official jurors or judges that do it, and they will select it, and then you get this award. I mean, it's this beautiful crystal award with the year and the book, and we've won one before, so it's like, yay, we won another one.
What are the books that we're talking about?
So this book is Out of Poland, and Out of Poland was released last year as a novella, and it was a historical fiction, I guess, would be the...
Yeah, it's historical fiction. It's based on the events right up to World War II, where the Germans invade into Poland, and our heroes are reluctantly drafted to take on a dangerous undercover mission, and that's the fun part. And it just rambles through, with the World War II as the background going on, and all the research that we put into it to make sure that it was historically correct is baked into the novel.
And it's also really, Russell, to be honest with you, it's kind of the prequel to the rest of the series. And granted, we have 12 books in the series, and this was released last year, but we wanted to kind of give the history as to how the art group was formed. And so we had to go back that far to do it.
Yeah, we actually had a short story released a ways back, and one of our reviewers flipped over it and goes, "Doggone it! I want more of this. Give me more." So it was kind of a fun exercise, and once we got into it, it's like, hey, this is kind of cool. We can bake in some great historical fiction into this, and it's like, it don't get no better than this.
Well, and prequels are in because now we're getting prequels for Game of Thrones and all kinds of prequels. So hey, it's the time of the prequel.
Well, good. I'm glad we timed it well, Fern. Thank you. I needed that reaffirmation.
Yeah, thank you for grouping this in with the powerhouse of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, that's your favorite.
that's yeah.
So, do I understand there's an audio book with this?
This is the Audiobook Award. And so there is only one audiobook category for the RONE Awards. It is the audiobook. It is done by our voice of the series,
Derek Scholes. Yeah. So we spent a lot of prep time with him to be able to say, okay, here's the kind of person that this is. So we give him the character back feeds so that when he crafts a voice for an individual, it fits quite well. And so it helps it helps give him that pacing and the depth that he needs to be able to craft good voices.
So
how
Aimee, do
hard
we have a
was it?
sample? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask, like, how hard was it finding the right voice? Because the right voice makes or breaks an audiobook. So, like, just wanted to ask about that process.
Yeah. And you're 100% right. It is a journey in and of itself. In fact, Derek, we did not find until originally book number 2 in the series. The first voice, though it was a well-known voice actor in the world of audible voices, the quality of Derek's voice for us and his pronunciation of what we needed, and the myriad of voices that we have, because these are a lot of European kind of accents, he was phenomenal. But we actually ran some tests on it, and he did an audition, and we were the first book he auditioned for when he decided he wanted to be a narrator. And we lucked out. We got him.
Yeah.
Wow.
He blew the socks off of off of it. And the reason he told us later was because he loved the dialogue between the brothers. He said, "That's the way brothers are." I so got into that, and he had so much fun that he's a natural for it. I mean, it just he is our series.
I love it. Russell, yes, to answer your question, we do have a brief little snippet that we will play. We'll play part of this because it is 2 minutes long. So nod your heads when I play it so I make sure that you guys can hear it, okay? So that way our listeners and everybody can hear it. So here we go.
Honestly, Frederick, Europe is engulfed in madness. The guys I lunched with yesterday were beside themselves discussing correspondence from friends across Europe of the boldness of Germans. I fear this is far from over. Are we going to avoid this mess? How much will our lives change, darling? Greta sipped her coffee and affectionately smiled at her husband of nearly 30 years. My darling wife, you have been my strength for so many years. Our children's compassion comes from your influence. Smiling with affection, Frederick adds, our daughter, Patricia, has a grace, beauty, and poise much like you possessed when we met. And Frederick is so full of honor and determination for someone so young. I am proud he joins the military to fight for our country.
Wow. That's really good. I like
he is phenomenal, and it's amazing because we have characters that move from volume to volume. He has a whole storage of the voices that he uses for characters that he calls upon. So.
Yeah, so reuse the voice for this one, and I tell him what book it's in so that he knows to be able to pull it out of archives and just like, because he does a lot of other people's books. I mean, this guy is a maniac. He just got finished with his 70th book. I saw on LinkedIn. This guy is in demand, and we're quite pleased that he has time to be able to work with us after all these years.
Wow. No, I mean, that's definitely, I understand why you guys are nominated for this award. That is an amazing just sample. I think I only paid like what, 45 seconds, 30 seconds of that sample that's also on your website for audiobooks, but it definitely is well deserved. 100%. So I do know that you can go to InD'tale Magazine, click on RONE Awards, go to week number 5 audiobooks, and select the one that you think is the best fitting. We hope that it's Out of Poland. That's my favorite. That's the one I voted for this morning. But yeah, so what other, kind of avenues? So this is the last week that you guys or one of your books is up for a RONE Award is this week, right? And it's the 9th through the 15th? Right?
9th through the 15th, exactly right. So right now until the close of business on the 15th. So, yep, vote early. You can only vote one time. So it's not like you can go in and flood it with 400 of your votes. I have to have individual votes here. So that's why Charles always says, everybody you've known since 3rd grade, if he even knows their email addresses.
Well, I keep shopping for him,
This is another good reason why authors need newsletters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And it was out in the newsletter this morning, Fern. We were good. We got it out there. And we have a special in that newsletter as well today. So if people got that newsletter and they want to go out and vote, they can also send us an email and we'll give them a code to listen to the entire audiobook if they want.
Nice.
Wow.
I have a question. Where do they, if a listener wants to find your book, where do they find it?
Great
question. Yeah. So right now it's on Amazon.com up through August, and then we're going to move it to, we're going to add another platform for it. But for right now, it's currently available out of Poland, audio, hard copy, and ebook on Amazon.com.
It's on Audible and iTunes as well from the audiobook formatting perspective. But of course, Amazon, because Amazon and Audible are, they got heavy dating going on. They share information.
So this is a prequel, right?
Yep.
So, but are there going to be other books within the prequel series? Like, is this going to have, a couple of books, or is this just kind of a standalone kind of background to the
basically,
other series?
Fern, what we did was we wanted, what we have is the R group in modern day technology, today's, cyber combat, good guys against the bad guys. And what we want to do was pull from the backstory. Where did these folks come from? How come they have this moral high ground? And where is it that they get off, thinking that they are the best information brokers on the planet? And that comes from having fought with the Nazis during World War II. And so they passed that moral and ethical baggage between generations all the way down to present day.
So there's not going to be any additions to the prequel itself. That really was done as a absolute standalone to kind of ground the formation of the R group. Now, the series itself, the Enigma series techno thrillers, there's 12 books strong in those right now, and more to come on that. Definitely more. We're working on them. So
Yep, absolutely.
Very exciting. Well, we definitely wish you good luck on getting this award, and everybody needs to get out there and vote. And not like we're telling you who to vote for, but we kind of are. I mean, because we have our favorite.
There's a heavy emphasis on out of Poland on this channel. I mean, that's just my opinion. I will state it proudly that is what I voted for. Not that you need to copy what I voted for, but it is strongly encouraged.
But you do. You just sort of just have to go out there and vote for out of Poland. Okay?
We do strongly encourage that by all means. We do 100%.
We appreciate shameless advertising. It's great.
One quick caution: if you have never voted on InD'tale Magazine before, it is a 2-step process. You do actually have to create and validate an email account. So you set it up, you validate it from email to make sure that you are not a bot. And then you can vote. Once you have voted once, anytime in the RONE Awards for any author, like Breakfield and Burkey, then you can always log in and vote, and you don't have to reset the account up. But first timers, okay, it's 2 shots.
Yeah. And I did it. I set up an account when they were nominated. I think it was last year, the year before. And it's very painless. It's not super complicated to set up an account. It's just like a normal one. It's very, very easy, in my opinion, to do, coming from someone that is also, pretty techy. It's not, you can handle it. I promise you can handle it for sure. But Breakfield and Burkey, we're so excited for you just to be nominated. So you guys go out and vote. But thank you guys and thank everyone. Russell, do you have something to say before I close it? Okay, because you leaned forward. Okay. But we want to thank all of you guys. The greatest thing that you can ever do for any author, like we say all the time, is leave them a review and vote for them in awards and things like this. It does help separate them. And it's just amazing feeling being an author and winning an award or even just being nominated. So you guys, this has been an Author Talk Short, but we'll catch you all next Monday. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.